What was most helpful to you while growing up regarding your family and your education?
Most importantly were my parents. Now, my father wasn't around all the time. He provided the financial support mostly. He was at work a lot. But he would say things like, "How was your day?" and try to gesture with me, but he didn't sign. He could sign like apple, cookie, no, yes. He knew a few signs. He would say, "I love you," and he would try to sim calm a little bit, and he would gesture or my mother would interpret, but a lot of the support came from my mother. She always supported me 100%. Whatever I wanted, she really supported me. She supported me through her critiquing or criticism and giving me encouragement to look at a different perspective. I say the word criticism, it's not really like that. It was just an attempt to help me look at a different perspective. I was always looking at it from the deaf perspective. You don't understand. I was angry or frustrated or confused and I wouldn't know. And Mom would encourage me to look at it from a different way. So that's what I mean by criticism. I mean by trying to look at it from a different perspective. And that's what happened with me, that kind of encouragement all my life. The other thing that was helpful for me was my very supportive family. My brother and sister were younger, and they didn't know a lot of sign, but they were always willing to interact with me and play with me. They would show me things that they learned. Like my brother would come up from school and say, "Look at this, isn't this cool?" And I'd go, "Yeah." And he was willing to explain things to me that I didn't understand right away. Why is this, or what is this going on? My friends would do the same thing, explain things to me. They were patient. My mom was always supportive 100%. She would try to place me in different schools. I started going to the school for the deaf in Delaware, and I enjoyed it, but my mom felt that I wasn't really getting my full educational benefit, and she thought that I could go far in the future, and even in education I could. So that was fine with me. She placed me in different schools, tested something out. She was always testing different things and trying to find the best method for me, the best alternative, the best school, the best interpreters, the best everything. And in Virginia, I did go between the school for the deaf and the hearing school. I'm trying to remember, I wasn't used to it at first, but my mom always encouraged me to socialize with both deaf and hearing people. She was never like, "Don't hang out with those deaf people," or say, for example, my friend Kristen, she would ask me, "Why do you like her?" "Oh, my deaf friend, she's fun." Mom would say, "No, why do you like her?" I'd say, "Well, she's fun, she's nice, she teases me, we play dolls, we have fun." Mom would say, "That's why you like her." Or she might say, "Why do you like that boy Ryan?" I would say, "Oh, my hearing friend Ryan, he's a good artist." Or Mom would say, "No, not look at if they are deaf or hearing, but look at who they are first and have a broader perspective of that person in general, not to categorize them as if, oh, they're deaf or they're hearing. No, that is my friend who's a good artist or a good person, and see them as part of who they are, their deafness or them being hearing, not that doesn't define them." And my mom supported that kind of different perspective, and that stayed with me all through college. And even today, as I'm looking for a job, I need to realize that my perspective isn't only just for where I'm coming from, and like my mom's encouragement, or I call constructive criticism, is looking at different viewpoints in different situations. Other things about what was helpful. Well, during family situations, like if we had gatherings for Thanksgiving or Christmas, New Year's Eve, or during the summers, I was always left out. I was one deaf person in all hearing family members, so communication was really so-so. Many family members lived far away, and so they did not learn to sign. They might know "I love you" or wave at you hello, or they knew no or yes, some basic signs. But like, "How are you doing?" Some real conversation, not really. I mostly just communicated with three people, my mother and my brother and sister. And they were helpful and they wanted to support me, but I wanted them to go and have a good time with family and not have to always interpret for me. So that experience all through my life helped me to be more independent. If they wanted to play and didn't want to always have to communicate with me, I would have to try to communicate with family members myself. So I would either try to communicate or would just go do something myself. I did not want to isolate, but if I couldn't communicate with them, what was I going to do? Just sit in the corner? No, I would kind of, maybe read books, watch TV, play with the dog. And looking back, I think it made me more of an independent person and knew that I could do things on my own. So I think it was a good learning experience through family interactions and through interactions with friends. Another thing that was really helpful for me was wearing hearing aids. I know some people disagree and think deaf people don't need hearing aids or cochlear implants, but I think whatever works for you. Hearing aids helped me have access to the world that I was so curious about. I know I had full access to the deaf world and deaf culture, and I could know what was going on, but with the hearing world, it was hard for me to communicate. I was frustrated and struggling, and even with family members. I had family support, yes, but sometimes I felt like I was lost, and sometimes I wasn't. So with hearing aids, it made a difference for me. It was like giving me a foot into the door, I just felt like I had more information than without hearing aids. And some people would say, oh, cochlear implants are better. You could be helped a lot with that. And I think, well, that's fine if that's best for you, but I like who I am, and hearing aids work for me, and I don't feel like I need to go to the cochlear implant stage and I must fit in more with the hearing world. I just didn't feel like I needed that. So for me, hearing aids and communication skills are something that I had all my life. As soon as my mom found out I was deaf, I had hearing aids. They were real big hearing aids. I used to lose them all the time. My mom would tie a string to the hearing aids, one on each ear, and if one fell out, it would hang by the string. The other one fell out, it would hang by the string, so I didn't lose them. But I had a good experience growing up. For example, at camp, I would not be able to go swimming when I was at summer camp with the hearing aids on, so I would take them off. And I remember thinking how quiet and alone I felt without the hearing aids. So I realized if I wanted to have hearing friends, and more friends than just in deaf culture, that I would be okay with wearing hearing aids as well. I wanted to communicate with them, and I would make an effort, and if they made an effort to meet me halfway, that would be great, and I'd like that, and we could be friends. But if they didn't want to make the effort, that's fine. I wouldn't be their friend either.